Hi, all. I'm Rachel Elder, and I am a therapist in Washington State as well as a virtual therapist in Florida. And I had this idea as a video series to bring you along behind the scenes of what I do as a private pay therapy practice owner and also to hold me accountable. There's kind of this concept in the business world of moving the needle forward, the one thing you can do every day that helps move that needle forward, helps your business become successful. And I just thought, you know what, this is good for me. And I love sharing what works, what doesn't work. And I just thought this might be a fun series for you to participate and watch the behind the scenes of a therapist practice. So, the one thing I'm going to show you today and that I'm doing to move the needle forward, every I have this weekly checklist as well as something that I do like monthly in it. So I'm going to share my screen to show you what that looks like. All right. So this is my weekly checklist. Let me move so you can see this. There are some daily, so reviewing Facebook groups is about like marketing. So there are some Facebook groups for therapists in my area where people are posting referrals. And so I try to check that daily. Mondays have quite a bit. It's kind of the like checking social media marketing. If I need to do social media posts, is everything scheduled? Last month in May, all the posts scheduled the same week for some reason, despite looking at the content planner calendar, and they were scheduled for different weeks. Things go crazy. Networking emails, because networking is a great way to build my business, reviewing client homework, if it's payroll week, updating that information. And then I try to do a weekly training for the model I'm trained in, and then SEO for marketing, website, all of that. Fridays have its kind of own thing, moving money to savings, reviewing notes of my interns, prepping for next week's session. So today, what I'm focusing on is actually end of the month and beginning of the month because I didn't get to all of my end of the month stuff. So main goal today is I'm going to make sure the newsletter that we send out monthly has all the information and I can schedule it to send out. I am also going to go through I have a tracking list that helps me kind of track cash flow for the practice. And that's just updating like whether clients have graduated or no longer making appointments, removing that projected income off that flow. If there have been new clients that have booked, updating that. So we can start to see like, oh, it's going to be a lighter month. So June happens to be a lighter month for us. Part of that summer slowdown, there's so much that happens in Washington with school ending, summer starting, new schedules. Part of it's a lighter month because I'm leaving at the end of the month because my little one's out of school and doesn't have summer camp care. So we're going to take that time and take advantage of it to go visit my family. So I'm just going to update those numbers and that way I can update the cash flow for the practice and kind of know like, ooh, we need to hold off on expenses this month or we need to really pour into marketing to help bring in new clients, increase the income flow. There's just a lot of like Excel lists updating. I go through our admin dashboard, which is where we just track clients that have reached out over the last month and just see like how many consultations did we have? Did any of these people convert to clients? How many people didn't follow up? And highlighting those just to see those numbers. I update the intern. We have an intern this year, so that expenses and profit list just to see are we meeting our break even goals for supporting them? And then the beginning of the month. So actually, I won't be getting to the monthly financials today. If you don't do this in your therapy practice or as a business owner, I highly recommend it. I didn't do it for the first 3 or 4 years, and I did a VIP day with Danielle Henderson. I hope I'm saying that right. I'll put her information in the info section. But we did this VIP day where she just really helped me understand the numbers of my business. I hate numbers. I hate math. Like gives me so much anxiety. Math class was so stressful growing up for me, but it was so helpful. As frustrating as it is every month to do it, I make myself do it. One, I invested in the business in this way. Two, it can be hard to look at those numbers, and it's really important if you want to have a successful business to be able to say, okay, the cash flow is dwindling, or wow, last month was amazing. What did we do? What helped support that? What was happening months prior that helped support that month? So it's really about being kind of, I guess, the chief financial officer of your business, which when you are an entrepreneur, often it is just you, unless you're a large business. I'm the therapist, I'm the marketing um, person, I'm the CEO, I'm the CFO, I'm the chief organizational officer. If that's, yeah, COO, like I'm all of that right now. And so it is important for me to look at these things and really engage with them. I also do a stats review. So that's just how many people have reached out for referrals, how many consults did we do, what was the income that came in, how many networking events did we do, what are the website stats. It's just really like looking like what's going on and keeping track. And then beginning of the month, I also try to write a blog post for the next month. I won't probably attend to that today, but it'll be in the list for the next week or two. And then occasionally I ask a colleague for a business review, just to help with SEO and visibility. And then if there's something new, which is what I did yesterday, I post in these two listservs that I'm in. So I posted yesterday. I told you I try not to work on the weekends, but I did work for quite a few minutes yesterday, which was just sharing about the summer therapist panel series that is starting on Wednesday this week. When you're watching this, it'll probably be July, but they're on June 4th. Our practice is hosting a summer therapist panel series at my home. And so I was sending out a reminder for people to register to let them know it's happening if they're interested. And then I send my team a monthly reflection and hope. In that monthly reflection, I am being really transparent with what's going on in the practice. I share the stats, I share about the financials. I share that because I want to be transparent about what it's like to run a practice with team members or contractors and to help them just like see how market trends are going, see how cash flows going. I think it's important to share that information. So I shared that in the email. And then I kind of review how the month was, things that I'm celebrating with them, things that I want to update them on, and then I make hopes for the next month. What are my hopes for June? What am I hoping for each of them? Because I think it's important to put that out into the world, whether it happens or not, just naming like this is what I'm hoping for. This is what I want to manifest. This is what I'm desiring. Speaking to it, letting others know about it, I think is really powerful. And so that is something I do every month too. So these are more than one thing I'm doing today, but it's kind of the like back end getting the month started steps that I try to do at the very beginning of the month or the first week of the month, to just have an overview of what's going on and what I need to be focusing on. So this is my little weekly business checklist. It also has yearly, or January is the big tax season for me. So I highly encourage, instead of writing it down on post-it notes like I do, I still have a to-do list as well. Oh, you can't see that. Let me stop sharing for a minute. I still have my own little to-do list because I like crossing things off. And that's why there's a checklist. It's just a good trick for the brain of like, we're getting things done, we're moving. I still have this list too, but these are my like go-to every week or every Monday, every Friday. And it helps me stay organized and hold myself accountable. I will be honest, there are some weeks that I'm so good at checking those things off, and some weeks I'm like, I don't want to do that, so I'm ignoring it. But it's really helpful. So I highly encourage you make your own little Google Doc or a little checklist that it's your go-to every week. These are the things that I find push the needle forward in my business. That's the goal of them, like the general business running, moving the needle forward, and it's just helpful for organizing. I used to write it down every week, and I just found it was annoying to waste paper, post-it notes. Why not just have a go-to list that I can add to when I'm finding there's more things I'm doing or remove things when I've taken it off my schedule? So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to spend the next few hours focusing on these things because I have some admin time for myself today. I'll also be responding to client emails or my team's emails. I'll be spending some time in Facebook groups, seeing if there are any referral requests that are appropriate for our team. And then I'll be doing some prep for the summer therapist panel series that's happening on Wednesday. And then getting to this little to-do list. Like if I get to any of this other stuff today, that's bonus. If not, it's here for me when I have some more time. All right. I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks.